Hello, this is Joe from Nerd in Korea. We're looking now at budget counterspells with other mechanics. So these are things you might want to put in very particular decks. Oh, good. Hey. Again, what is a counterspell? Counterspells are an important strategy in many decks. While these are not the cheapest in mana cost, the added benefit may be worth more in some decks. So again, these are not the cheapest mana-wise, but in some decks, they're exactly what you want. So that's just more niche, I think, than a lot of the things I usually recommend. So what are other mechanics? Magic sets come out with themes and mechanics that are unique. A unique combination to each set. Focusing on these mechanics allows the deck to get many potential bonuses from the use of the mechanic. Again, you can do things like every time this mechanic goes off, you draw an extra card, or maybe it's cheaper, or there's all kinds of benefits that you can get. Create a token, who knows? Alright, Essence Capture. Again, first, this is counter target creature spell. It is creature spell only. But you get to put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. So again, this is really only 2 mana. It is a more limited than counterspell because it only targets creatures, but creatures are the most common spell type in most decks. Anyway, putting a +1/+1 on a creature might not sound like a lot, but again, if your deck is set up for it, maybe putting a +1/+1 on this also puts a +1/+1 on that. And then whenever they get a +1/+1, they get another one. And yeah, it kind of just spirals from there. Anyway, 5 cents for Essence Capture. Circular Logic. Alright, counter target spell unless its controller pays 1 for each card in your graveyard. So this is also, it has madness of only 1 blue, right? So very, very cheap. The madness cost, if you can find a way to discard it, the madness is like the cheapest possible, really. 1 blue, and this obviously gets much better later in the game. If you cast this right at, turn 1 or something somehow, you're just like gonna, probably not tax them at all. You need a graveyard. You need cards in your graveyard. So this is something that starts with a kind of a low impact and gradually increases throughout the game. That's actually, I think that's good, because something that's stronger late game is, I think, very nice. Anyway, that is 7 cents for Circular Logic. Broken Concentration. Again, counter target spell, so it does counter any spell. Madness cost is 3 and a blue. The madness cost is higher than the just casting cost, which is very strange, I think. And there doesn't seem to be any real benefit, so I don't understand. Like, you can cast this at instant speed, so why would you? Anyway, okay, I'm overthinking it, but if you do need something with madness, then that's, there's that. Forceful Denial. Okay, this is a card that I use in my Cascade deck. It looks bad at first, and then you think about it and you're like, oh okay, wait. Cascade in general is quite good because it, first of all, counterspell doesn't matter. As I said before, if the spell gets countered, the Cascade is an ability. It still happens. Alright, you need Whirlwind Denial or something like that counters everything on the stack. All the abilities, all the spells at once to shut down Cascade. So anyway, you cast this and then you start just going from the top of your deck and looking for something that costs 4 or less. And then you cast that for free. So this is like a free random cast on top of a counterspell. That's why this is actually pretty amazing, right? And it doesn't matter what it is, it will cast, right? if it's a creature with a casting cost of 4, it's still going in. It doesn't matter that's not your turn. The cascade will resolve anyway. Anyway, that is just such a nice card. 5 cents. 5 cents. 5 is a very steep casting cost for a counterspell, but it's like, okay, but you're getting another spell. Combine this with some kind of scry effect, where you actually know what's on top of your deck, or you can guarantee that something that costs like 4, then this is actually pretty amazing. Hypnotic Sprite. Okay, so this mechanic is adventure, so that's quite different. Counter target spell with converted mana cost 3 or less. Alright, so the cost of the spell has to be 3 or less, and then you can cast that as an instant, and then afterward you cast it again as like a creature. So the adventure is a great mechanic. I really like adventure. I keep meaning to use it more. The list. Essence Capture, 5 cents. Circular Logic, 7 cents. Broken Concentration, 5 cents. Forceful Denial, 5 cents. And Hypnotic Sprite, 8 cents. Again, these are all cards that I think are good, but it's like if you are building that deck for that purpose, or you're able to use that mechanic in another way. They're good in like more specific situations. I mean, Essence Capture, I would have. I mean, Counterspell and Essence Capture in just about any deck, because it's like, hey, counter a creature spell, I'm going to need to do that at some point, and I get to put a +1/+1. You know, it's like gravy. Like, why not, right? Anywho. Thank you. Please hit like and subscribe. I'm supposed to say that early in the video, not at the end. But anyway, all right, take it easy.